Hey guys, welcome back to Clueless Gamers. I'm Pete.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Nick D.
And we're back for another trailer reaction here on the channel. This time it's Marvel's Eternals. Guys, what do you know about this property?
Absolutely nothing.
That's what I like to hear.
Equally.
Yeah.
Okay. This is also a gray area for me. I know some basic knowledge. I've read like a comic or two, but I don't really know a lot.
Okay.
So it's something I'm definitely going to have to research. But
That's rare.
It's
Yeah.
very rare.
But I am excited, though, to see how they're going to take this. Because like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, a lot of people that was unfamiliar with that property, that was something I actually knew really well because I read a lot of the cosmic runs.
Right.
This is something I only know drips and drabs of like where they've come in.
Sure.
That being said, Marvel is having a huge back end of the year here in 2021. You got Black Widow that was supposed to come out last May. It's coming out in July.
Finally.
Then you have Shang-Chi in September.
Sick.
And then you have this in November. So
Wow.
between that and the Disney Plus shows, a very stacked back half of the year here in 2021.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
So we're adjusting back to normal life here in the movie and television universe, and also obviously in real life as well.
Of course.
The only other comment I will make here is this cast, and I won't say anything. I'll see if you could spot some actors and actresses in this.
Okay.
Is fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, they pulled some great actors that you would never think would be in a superhero movie for this. So let's see how many you could recognize.
Is John Cena in the trailer?
John Cena is not in the movie.
Okay.
That's the
everything.
DC
He's in
stuff. He's not
Yeah,
here.
he's in everything.
So-
Is that
okay.
the DC universe?
Well, yeah, he's doing the new Suicide Squad. He's playing
Oh,
Peacemaker,
right,
and then
okay.
obviously he's doing the Fast franchise. So he's a lot of places.
He's in a lot of places.
But
I know nothing about the casting here, so.
yeah, so that'll be fascinating to see their reaction as well. So guys, we're gonna jump into this trailer.
Cool.
So without further ado, here we go.
Let's go.
Well, there's the Suez Canal for a second.
Never given.
I like the cinematography.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Interesting choice of music.
Yeah, right. Especially for the setting, it's like very.
Do you know anything about this movie?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Worlds collide.
It looks
right?
like we're going into the past. That looks like ancient technology.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's he's from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Selma Hayek.
Yep. I love that.
Is that kind of like Doctor Strange, like a little bit?
A little. I think it was more fantastic.
Unguided, we have helped them progress. And
Oh,
seen
it's
them
Angelina Jolie. Yes, it is.
accomplish wonders.
Very cool.
I mean,
like
the
that.
universe looks amazing already.
We have never interfered until now.
Why now? Cool. I like that.
Oh my god.
Shot. I saw that in the thumbnail.
A lot of characters.
Yes. It's a big family.
That's a family?
Big family.
Thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome.
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
Good.
He's not laughing.
Wow.
Yes. What is your kind of initial thoughts there on the trailer?
I loved it. I mean, I think the cast is great.
Yeah.
We have some heavy hitters there. Some up and comers.
There is some newcomers, yes.
Visually, it's really. I mean, you get like some worlds colliding in a way, like different, times and stages of civilization.
Yes.
I get the sense that these guys are like watchdogs of our, of civilization here. They're kind of watching from the background as things go smoothly, and then they have to interfere. So it just seems really cool, really fantastical.
Oh, yeah.
I'm liking the look a lot.
Love that. Dylan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I don't really know anything about it. The trailer doesn't make me know anything more
Mhm.
about them. I don't know their purpose. I don't know their mission. They could be not great people for all I know. I don't think that's the angle that they're taking. I mean, showing that shot at the end makes me think that they're obviously good characters, but it's fascinating. A lot of characters, they seem very powerful. I'm curious as to why they're getting involved now, and why they
that's
didn't,
my question.
why they didn't get involved before when things
a
were,
lot has happened.
yeah, horrific in the world. So, yeah, I don't know what the threat is, but I'm very fascinated to learn more.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really fun because the Eternals, as the name goes, they're basically gods in some way.
Right. I kind of.
They're not from here. Typically in the comics, the Eternals originate from Titan, which is the moon of Saturn. You know who else? As you've met already.
Thanos is from Titan.
Thanos is from Titan.
Oh.
So Thanos was part of the Deviants, which is like the part of the race that like wasn't born properly, right?
Right.
They looked down on them, which caused him in the comics to do what he did because he felt ousted.
Of course.
I wonder if there'll be any Thanos connection in this. Maybe not.
It would make sense if they at least mentioned it.
Yeah, it would make sense. This movie supposedly, I believe what Kevin Feige said, is going to span thousands of years. We're going to be jumping around a lot, and we see a little bit of that here in the trailer
beginning of
of them
civilization.
jumping between different periods of civilization, saving maybe certain people. We had the one shot there where the speedster saved someone.
Right.
The powers range pretty vastly
I can imagine.
amongst them. We have some heavy hitters here. Angelina Jolie, would never thought I would see her in some kind of
Yeah.
superhero Marvel property
Yeah.
doing this. You see Selma Hayek is here.
If
If you notice Kit Harington from
Yeah, that's what I
Jon
was
Snow
looking for.
being played there from
Yeah,
Game of Thrones.
yes, Kit Harington and
Yes.
the guy who plays Rob Stark. His name's escaping me. But
Yes, he is in it as well. There is a couple newcomers. A lot of great actors here. And even the newcomers, like the one that's playing the kid, I feel like is fairly unknown. I believe they said when they introduced this cast a couple of years ago, this is like a big first role.
Right.
But they all have varying powers. Some of them, the one that plays the Stark, he's playing a character, I believe Icarus, and he can basically sort of be like a Superman. He could shoot like cosmic energy from his eyes. He could fly. He has super strength.
Yeah.
So there's some things there. Some of them can make matter out of nothing. Some of them, like Selma Hayek's character, is more of a spiritual kind of leader.
Cool.
So and then you see the speedster there. So they're all fit into different ways. We also see Gemma Chan in this trailer.
Yes.
Funny enough with Gemma Chan, she played in Captain Marvel.
Different character?
She played a different character in that movie. That was part of the Kree Star Force with Jude Law. She played Minerva. She ended up dying in that movie. So I assume they figured, there's not going to be a continuity conflict of interest.
Right.
She was like blue in that movie.
Right.
No one's really going to notice.
Yeah.
But I always like when we're so far into these cinematic universes that we have to start recycling actors.
Right, because there's only so many.
Because there's always so many top-notch kind of people playing these roles. But what are you guys looking most forward to? Like, is there anything that you want to see from this movie since you don't know the property well, or what are you looking for? Or what was one shot in this trailer that really fascinated you?
Well, the thing that I'll leave the latter part to him. The thing that I'm looking forward to the most is probably the threat and the reason for getting involved now.
Yes.
I think time travel could also be pretty fascinating to see maybe past movie scenes that we've gotten.
I think so, too.
Maybe that they influence that we didn't even realize.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
I think it'd be very cool.
They're getting into a very weird, interesting challenge with Loki coming out soon, where Loki is going to be in all these different dimensions and time traveling.
True.
And if this movie is going to span thousands of years, I mean, it got pretty trippy even during the final Avengers movie.
In
Endgame,
Endgame,
right?
yeah.
So they're getting into an interesting territory. I think it's going to become a complete headache to try and piece together any sort of timeline when it comes to the show.
Yes.
Could be a good thing, could also be a little bit of a bad thing.
Yeah,
there.
I think definitely with them, it's not going to be I understand where you're coming from, but like, it's not going to be a time traveling thing. They're just going to be spanning all of that time.
Okay.
So we're just going to see, and I do agree with you on that. We're going to see moments that we're like, wow, they influenced that.
Right,
Yeah.
so they're not going back in
Because
time.
they're
No.
immortal,
Okay.
so it's
But
like
what
it's
has
for
brought them
centuries.
Okay.
here?
Okay.
Millennia.
Yeah, what has brought them here now to Earth all together to deal with what? If Thanos' snap wasn't worth intervening in, what is happening that this is worth intervening in? I think that's going to be fascinating. Kit Harington is also playing a character called the Black Knight, which is like a human that can wield like this like cosmic like sword.
Cool. Because we didn't.
He was not shown in the lineup there.
We only got him in the modern day scene in a regular jacket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
I
like-
like that shot. I believe it was with Gemma Chan, where
Yeah.
it looks like she's in like a street, but it spans like 3 different time periods
Right.
of like how that changed. So that's gonna, I think, be really fun to change. Like, it's something that we've not done really in the Marvel movies. This is Eliza, by the way. It's something that we have not done really in the Marvel movies. Like, we did a little bit of it in Thor, but we've
Right.
really not seen like ancient civilizations,
Right.
especially for long periods of time. So I think even spending like 10 minutes a piece in some of these places, I think,
It'd be,
fast forwarding to the modern day where
Right.
primarily this will probably take place.
as you'd imagine.
I think that's cool, and you get that little tag there of the Cap and Tony thing,
of course,
and
yeah,
stuff
it kind
like
of ties
that.
the two
Yeah.
worlds together a
So,
little bit.
so Nick, D, what are your final thoughts on this, or what are you looking forward
Well,
to in this movie?
to answer the one question you had about like favorite shots,
Yeah.
I mean that one shot where the spaceship comes out of nowhere
That is
upon the
cool,
ancient
right?
civilization,
Yeah.
or not even civilization, literal hunter gatherers, incredible
Yeah.
looking. Also like the blue whatever sort of
Yes.
dated civilization looked awesome. As far as what I'm looking for, I mean, it's a big task getting just like with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think this is similarly what I'm looking for is good character development and like weaving this whole new cast of characters,
Yeah.
large cast, large continuity into the one that we've got right now.
It's a challenge. Marvel has taken on before everything was interrupted
Right.
last year. Their philosophy was, we're going to give you at least 2 movies, probably 3 a year, and we're always going to do a new property and an existing property.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not staying stale, but you're also not overwhelming people with tons of new information and new characters.
Right.
I think that's a very great philosophy here. We're getting that with, we got Black Widow, right?
Right.
Character we're very familiar with. People
Seen her
are
for
itching
years.
to see her get her own movie. We fill in a gap between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah.
Right.
But then we get 2 completely new properties in,
Right.
in Shang-Chi and the Eternals
Yeah.
here. at
One
the
of
end
which
the
is
year.
clearly very character driven. I mean, look
Yeah.
at all those
And
characters.
it's a huge cast, like 8, 9, 10 people.
Yeah.
So that I'm very fascinated because with the Guardians, you only have 5.
Right.
So now we're basically doubling that.
Exactly.
That's a lot.
And even in
to-
that one, like that was a new property. It felt like a lot for a moment, but
Yeah.
like they did it very well.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I think this is even a larger task, but I think they'll do it well.
I think for general audiences, there was a plan, if you guys remember, to do Inhumans,
Yes.
where they were going to do an Inhumans movie. You don't
Yeah.
need to know the characters, but they're like a royal family that lives
Yeah.
on the moon.
Right.
They then scrapped that, made it a TV show. It won 8
Right.
episodes. Unless you are so bored, don't waste your time watching that. It's horrible.
Oh yikes.
I think this is the new opportunity to introduce kind of that big cast of family godlike characters. We haven't really seen, beside Thor,
Actual
godlike characters.
Right.
Nope.
So I think that'll be very fascinating to put that into the mythology of the Marvel Universe. And then eventually we'll get our first family in Fantastic Four, which we know we're getting at some point in the next couple of years.
Right.
But yeah, any final thoughts here on this trailer's teaser trailer for Eternals?
None.
I'm just gonna say I'm really excited. I like the look of it, and I like the cast, so I'm excited to see
Yeah,
what they do.
very excited. Can't wait to see people like Selma Hayek in this.
Oh,
So
cool.
guys, let us know what you thought of this teaser trailer of Marvel's Eternals down below. A lot to talk about. Educate us on some things we don't know and some character bios. We'd love to read that as well. Like the video, subscribe channel, share with your friends if you'd be so kind. And until next trailer reaction, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys.
See you later.